Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV, welcome back to the match preview, a good old fashioned Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off tomorrow for Newcastle, not at St James's Park. Unfortunately it is away at Fulham, Craven Cottage. The long trip to London, I won't be there, train strikes and whatnot, I'm not getting any buses out, a nightmare. The last time I got a bus to Tottenham Hotspur, I'm not doing that again. So, nearly went down tonight but got other things on so couldn't make the trip. You can do the match with me though. Tune into the live watch along. I'll be watching the Fulham game on Saturday and doing a watch along for it. So tune into that. Be going live around 2:50, 10 or so minutes before the game. So make sure you tune into that. Then we'll have the match reaction, player ratings, all of that good stuff after the game. After we've hopefully secured 3 points. Now it seems like ages ago since we won a match. But I wouldn't get too carried away with this one. I wouldn't get too optimistic for that win. I would definitely take a draw. I'll say it already. I would take a draw this weekend, no doubt about it. I think in the Premier League away from home, a point's a good result, but considering our injuries, so let's just confirm the injury news this morning from Eddie Howe's press conference. Alexander Isak is obviously ruled out. I mean, there was something where Eddie Howe was saying it's not as bad as first feared. The scan isn't as bad as they would have thought, so hopefully he's not out for a few weeks like it was first suggested, that he'd be out for 4 or 5 weeks. Never know, he might make it back next week, but that's probably too soon, but we won't know that until then. We do know that he is missing from the trip to Fulham. We also know that St Maximin and Chris Wood are 50-50, both unlikely to travel with the squad to London, so that's bad news. I think even if we had Alan St Maximin on the bench, which we still might, Eddie Howe might be keeping that close to his chest, we still might, but it's looking unlikely that if he does travel, that he will play at Craven Cottage. So there's Isak and St Maximin ruled out. There's Chris Wood, an option off the bench, ruled out. But the positive news is the return of Bruno Guimaraes and Newcastle's number 9, Callum Wilson. Now Wilson will be looking to play and start his first game in 4 matches. He's been out for again what feels like ages with the postponed game against West Ham and the international break. It seems like a long while since we've seen Callum Wilson in a black and white shirt and doing well, scoring against Man City and whatnot at the start of the season. So hopefully he can start firing this weekend, but it's a big ask. Do you know what I mean? All hopes are resting upon Wilson. I see people when we said, oh, Isak's injured, Maximin's not going to make it. Ah, well, Wilson's back. It's a lot, isn't it? Now he hasn't played for over a month. He hasn't played for 6 weeks or something. And just because he's back straight away, all the pressure, all the noose is on him to get the goals. But that's what rules with being the number 9 at Newcastle. And we know that Wilson's good enough. We know that he can score goals if he's fit. So hopefully he stays fit. Hopefully watch him come off after bloody 10 minutes or something, then we're knackered. We'd have no striker. We'd have no striker. If Isak is missing, if Woods doesn't travel and Wilson gets injured, then we're completely screwed. You'd probably have to go and play Joe Linton back up top, which then takes away the advantage of having him in midfield. So let's pray that Wilson does stay fit for at least a few weeks until Isak comes back. But obviously we're desperate to see them both together. Can't do that yet, but Wilson is back. Bruno Guimaraes is back as well. Obviously he missed games for Brazil during the international break, but he's going to be fit. Whether he starts or not is a question mark though for me. I'm not sure if Eddie Howe will chuck him straight in, to be honest. You've got that midfield 3 there where you could have Shelby, Willock and Sean Longstaff away from home. Not Shelby, sorry, he's still injured. He is back on grass, John Joe Shelby, but he's not ready yet. Where you'd have the midfield 3 of Joe Linton, Sean Longstaff and Joe Willock. You know, I think away from home that would be good enough, to be honest, at Fulham as well. Now I say at Fulham as well, for me Fulham are a very good side now. Marco Silva's got them playing some very good football. We all know big man up top Mitrovic is going to have a point to prove. And he is fit apparently. You know, there was rumours that he would miss the game after international break. He'd hobbled up the other night with ice on his ankle, but apparently it's looking like he's going to be fit. So that would have been a big bonus if he wasn't, just for this game. Do you know what I mean? Don't want to wish injury on him. But if he was just missing on the weekend, it would obviously give us a better chance of going there and getting the win. But it's looking like he's going to play, and I'd back him to score all day long, to be honest. I think he will score against us tomorrow. Now, he hasn't scored against us in the few games that he's played against, so I've got it written down here. Alexander Mitrovic, when he's played against his ex-side Newcastle, he's never actually scored against us. Now, he has netted 6 of his side's 12 Premier League goals this season, including at least 1 in each for the Fulham's 3 Premier League home games to date. And Fulham are unbeaten at home. Remember the start of the season against Liverpool very well. 4 goals with Liverpool. They beat Brentford. They got 2-1 win over Brighton. And then away from home, 0-0 against Wolves, not bad. Got beat 2-1 against Arsenal and Spurs, but then a 3-2 win in the last away game against Nottingham Forest. Mitrovic scored during the international break as well. His 50th goal for Serbia. His record for them is outstanding as well. But as I was started this point off, it was that he's yet to score or finish as the winning side in 3 games for Fulham against the Toon. 2 draws at St James's and a big loss at Craven Cottage, 4-0 back in a couple of years ago in Rafa Benitez's last game in charge. So yeah, a few games there that he hasn't scored. I think that record's going to be gone this weekend. I think he's going to break that duck. I think he will score against us. It's going to be very hard to keep him quiet when he's full of confidence. I've never seen him play better. He's took his form from the Championship into the Premiership, and he's now proven the doubters and the haters wrong, that he is good enough, at this level, and he can do it on the biggest of stages. You know, his record this season's been amazing, but it's not just his goals, it's his overall play for me. He's arguably one of the best in the league on his day. He's a right handful for defenders. Nobody will fancy coming up against Alexander Mitrovic. If you're a defender, you're going to have a hard day on the office. It's going to make life difficult for you, and he's going to take his chances. Gets a penalty, he scores. Gets a header, he scores. He's a great striker. I'd take him back. Let us know in the comments below. Would you take him back at Newcastle? But I definitely would. I think it'd be a good option. Now, Newcastle in most recent times do have a good record at Craven Cottage. Won 2-0 the last time we played there. Willock and Fabian Shaw with the penalty. I think that was COVID times. I think I remember watching that. And then 4-0, I was there for that one. What a great day out that was on the booze cruise, and then winning 4-0. Shelby, Perez, Shaw and Rondon in Rafa's last game, Perez's last game, Mo Diame's last game. It was a good day that at Fulham. But then before that, we've actually got a really awful record. We hadn't actually won at Craven Cottage in over 10 years since then. Last time we won was 2007-2008 after winning in 2021 and 18-19. Few 1-0s, quite a few 1-0 defeats, 2-1, lost 5-2 in 2011-12 season. Bloody hell. It's better in recent times, and that's the most important thing. But it isn't an easy place to go, and it won't be an easy place to go this season. Now, I'll be honest with you, I tipped Fulham to go down. But after watching them easily in the first 2 games, you knew already they were going to be good. You knew already they're going to be safe. Marco Silva's got the team ticking there, playing some good football. They've got, I think, Leno in goal from Arsenal is a decent signing. They've got good players scattered about the pitch. Mitrovic up top. I think they're a good team, and I think they will stay up. Now, it's hard to judge because they might fade off. If Mitrovic gets injured, what's going to happen there? But yeah, I think they'll be all right. I think Silva's doing a good job there. It's not going to be an easy game on Saturday. For me, I think it'll be a tough game. It'll be a tight game. And I said at the start I would take a draw, and I would take a draw, and I'm going to predict a draw. I'm going to go for Fulham 1, Newcastle 1. It'll be a hard-fought game. Now, I'd absolutely love 3 points. Of course I would this weekend. I really think we need that win. I think once we get another win, we'll start getting wins. We'll go on a little run, hopefully. If we could manage to scrape an awful 1-0 tomorrow and get 3 points, and then kick on against Brentford the week after, and then is it Man United, and then we've got some tough games like Man U, Spurs, and we've got Everton at home in the middle of that, you know. So there's some games where you could try and build a bit of momentum, especially, I think, imagine if we could get 6 points in the next week against Brentford at home, Saturday a week, and then Fulham away tomorrow. That would do us bits. We'd be doing bits with that, but I would take 4 points all day long. You know, I would take a draw tomorrow. Then the big game next week against Brentford is the win. But tomorrow, yeah, let's try and get a result. I'll be happy if it's not a defeat. I really will. I'll take a 0-0 now. I'd happily take a 1-1, a 2-2, get a point on the board, move on. But if we could manage somehow to get 3 points, and am I being negative here? I mean, Fulham, newly promoted side, yes, they do look good. But I just think with our injuries, if Maximin was fit, if Isak was fit, I would probably tip with a win. Maybe like a 2-1, 3-1. But without that firepower, even though Wilson's back, without a couple of players still, I don't know. When I think about it more, maybe we could go there and get a 3 points. I'm definitely not saying we can't, but I think it'll be a hard game, and I would take a point. Let us know in the comments below what you think the score will be away to Fulham tomorrow. Remember, live watch along on the Magpie Channel TV from 2:50, 10 minutes before the game. Tune in, listen to me waffle on about the game. We'll have a bit of crack in the comments, all of that. Match reaction after it, player ratings after it, all the good stuff after it. Okay, nice one everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Stay out of the rain, stay safe. Subscribe to Magpie Channel TV and enjoy yourself.